All right, we're just starting. Let's give it a minute here. Oh, knuckle crack. That one hurt. Why? 35-year-old knuckles, not as nice as 14-year-old ones. I used to crack my knuckles as a teenager. I used to be that guy that cracked everything. Now I can't crack anything or it hurts too much. Oh. Alright, we're just going to let some time pass before we get started. The usual 15 minutes. What is up, guys? It is Uncle Bob. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. Today we get to start. I'm starting about an hour later than I wanted to, but today was a little bit of an exception because we got to watch. I mean, I guess, I didn't watch it with any of you, but got to watch the Bears pull out another fourth quarter victory out they asses. So, while I'm chilling here before we even get started, we're going to talk a little sports ball. So, if you don't want to do that and you're watching this way later, scroll to like 15 minutes. We'll be starting in about 12 and a half at this point. 13 and a half. Whatever. But yeah, I started a little bit late today because the Bears and Packers game, the wild card game, was on. And that was... I can't watch it. I can't watch the games. But I sit there and watch like the live play-by-plays. So I keep up with the games as they're going. And that was just a really, really fun game. That was just good. Obviously, not just because the Bears won. Obviously, in the playoffs against a division rival, you get to beat them. That's always nice. Like, that just makes you feel all good and tingly inside. But just in general, it was just a fun night, especially because, growing up a Chicago Bears fan, you're used to your team being a fucking joke all the time. So, last year they were last place in the division. They were 5-12. And, this year, seeing at what their new head coach was doing in Detroit, in a division rival team, seeing what he was able to do with their offense, I was like, okay, this guy seems pretty good. They went 5-12 last year. They'll go 7-10, maybe 8-9. They're going to definitely do better. Like, I was looking this whole season, the thing that I really wanted and cared about from my football team was just more like a culture change. Just like seeing attitudes in the locker room change. Seeing the way that the team approaches things change. Like, I was looking for... Honestly, they could have had the same record, and I wouldn't have cared too much. I was more looking for a lot of the, the little intangibles that kind of lead you to see what the future is for that team. I was just expecting a little bit better and, just to have a better coach and a better atmosphere. And they go from worst in the division to first in the division to beating their main rival in a playoff game. A game that, let's be fair now, the Bears should have lost that game. But they have that, at least, like, everybody in the NFL, like, fandoms and communities, they all make fun of Caleb Williams as a quarterback because he just doesn't have a good throwing percentage. If he doesn't have anything, he will just throw that ball away, and it's just a lot of incompletes. And it is what it is. It makes his stats look worse than they kind of are, but it still is a lot of misses and sometimes some questionable decision making. But boy, oh boy, when old boy has to when the game is on his shoulders and they're like, listen, I need you to get us down that field right now. He can just do it. And, obviously, it's been a while since I've talked about it, but I used to do martial arts. I used to compete nationally, very little internationally, but I did do a couple of international tournaments. And it was, if anybody is familiar with now I think he's retired. I can't imagine he would still be fighting now, but there used to be a fighter in the UFC named Lyoto Machida. And his fighting style was known as Shotokan Karate. And that's what I grew up doing. And when you compete in really any sport, in anything, you find out a lesson real quick. And it doesn't matter the sport, and it doesn't matter what it is. Like, if it is a competition, there is always a chance of it. Now, maybe if there is a sport where this can't really happen, then fuck me, I guess. Whatever. But you can be doing things for 3/4 of the way and be absolutely locked in. And if you let the end slip away from you, that could be all it takes. You could dominate 3/4 of a match. And then all of a sudden, it goes out of your hands. Like for us, when you did sparring, it was point sparring. Like it wasn't MMA. It was much more of a traditional based martial arts. So, even the fighting, like we had fighting that we practiced and trained that was more grounded and more realistic, looked more like boxing. But when we would be doing competition fighting, the rules were for points is you had to lead by 8 points to win. Or obviously, time expired. One of the two. Whichever comes first, obviously, usually, the time limit came first. More often than not. But the way that it worked was that when you were and this is for adult black belts, you had to lead by 8 points. Now, any punch or kick to the face, like when you were not a black belt, when you're not an adult, punches, you're not allowed to hit the face. The kicks were allowed to touch, punches, no touch. When you're a black belt, you got to give them a little smoochy smooch with your fist. Like, you can't blast them in the face. You got to actually exert some kind of control, but you also got to give them a little kissy. Like, you just got it. And any punches, for the most part, were one single point. Whether it was to the head or to the body, 1 point. If you got any sort of body kicks, those were worth 2. Any kicks to the body. I also believe a punch to the back. If you manage to somebody kicks and you strip their leg and they do a whole fucking 180 in front of you and you punch them in the back, I believe that was worth 2 points. I believe also. So body kicks, and if you manage to punch them in the back because you managed to fuck them up, and 2 points. And then kicks to the head, or if you got a full body sweep, they land on the ground, you punch them while they're on the ground. Full sweep punch or kick to the head, those are worth 3 points. And those were the ways you could score. 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points. And you had to lead by 8. And back to what I was talking about with the fucking football shit, with the Bears. The Bears proved all you need to be. Now, It's helpful if you don't fucking do this all the time. It helps. But if you can close out like a monster in that last quarter, that could be all that makes a difference. Because when you guys are out there like fighting, like when I used to be out there fighting, the matches were 2 minutes long. And 2 minutes doesn't seem like a lot until you're in that fucking ring. 2 minutes is then for fucking ever. And 30 seconds? So much can happen in 30 seconds. And I can't tell you how many matches, not just as a competitor, but as a referee, how many matches could basically be 6-1, 7-1. And then that last 30 seconds hits, and one guy, punch. Okay, now it's 7-2. Body kick. Ooh, now it's 7-4. Head kick. Now it's 7-7. And all of that can happen so quickly. You know, because obviously when you're doling out the points and everything, the clock has to stop. So that last 30 seconds, I have seen it slip away from so many people. I've had that 30 seconds stripped from me, where I'm leading and I'm locking shit down, and then the last 30 seconds, if you even get a whiff of that, oh man, I only got 30 seconds. Bro, it's bad news for you, because the moment you start thinking that, that's when things go wrong. All it takes is a lapse in judgment and in thought and in planning for a small minutia amount of time, and it's fucking over. That's all the other person needs. You know, I can't tell you how many times I saw somebody losing fucking 2-7, and then they're going, boom, head kick. Now it's 7-5. Boom, another head kick right away. 8-7, winner. All in the matter of 5-10 seconds. Because the first one happens, and then the other person who had the lead, they get desperate. Boom, they get caught lacking again. And back to football, it just seems like that's what the Bears excel at doing. Somehow, some way, they keep themselves in it just enough that when Caleb Williams is asked of him, listen, you march them boys down that field to get us some points. And God damn it, that kid'll do it every single time. Now, somebody might fuck up, the kicker might miss or something like that. Something else might happen. But when you look at him, he every time consistently manages to put his team in a winning position every time. And I love to see it. And it's been, like, I was fully, like, when the Bears were losing, I was texting my dad because we were talking about it. I'm texting my dad just like, it's hard to even look at them losing right now and even be mad. They were last in the division last season. After this year, I'm going to have real standards for the team because, you know, most times when you get a new coach, you kind of let that first season be their baseline. Now, sometimes, depending on staff and personnel, you got to kind of adjust expectations. But in general, first year, you're just looking for a culture change. See what they want to put their own influence, their own spin onto things. And then once the second year comes, it's like, all right, now whatever you built on the first season, now I want to see built off there. And I'm not going to lie, I fully expected the Bears to lose this game as a Bears fan. I was expecting them to lose. And the way that they were looking in the end of the first half, I was like, yeah, man, it looks like they might lose it. But at the same time, I wasn't even mad. Like I said, I was telling my dad. It was hard for me to even be mad about it because I also know what high-level competition is like. And when you're in some of those finals, the pressure and the weight on you, even though everything about the game that you're playing is exactly the same, no different rules, everything's the same, the pressure adds a lot. So all I wanted, honestly, was for the Bears to just bathe in that spotlight. Just feel what it's like to have that weight on you. And then next year, make that experience show. And they ended up coming out on top. They ended up fucking winning. And Yeah, that's why I was like an hour late starting this shit, because I just had to finish watching the game, and then I was watching people on their coverage of it. You know, I was being a little nerd, you know, a little sports nerd on there before I could be a video game nerd. But it was just good to see. Like I said, like I've told so many people, like, bro, the Bears could lose. I'm vibing. I'm just happy to be here right now. Like, the Bears have always been known as a joke, and even when they're good, they're always still kind of known as frauds. And it just really feels like this is the first year in at least my lifetime where it's starting to feel a little different. When I was a teenager under Lovie Smith and Rex Grossman and all that shit back in the day, there were flashes in the pan. I mean, they made it to the Super Bowl. What was it, 2006 or 7 against the Colts? I can't remember what year it was. But it was one of those mid-late 2000 years, 6 or 7. But other than like brief flashes in the pan, they just never feel like they could connect. And like, I'm not saying that in sports world there's no betting, there's no fuckery. There's definitely a lot of that. But the way that people try to paint there being like an NFL script, to me, Chicago is the biggest disprover of a lot of that. Because the NFL, as just an organization, with as big of a fan base and of a market as Chicago is, the NFL would only ever benefit by the Chicago Bears being good at football. And for the most part, they fucking suck all the time. So, you know, when this is what they're doing this year, I'm just like, hey, I'm just happy to be here. Next year, I'll have standards. Next year, we'll have some fun. Sorry, Joseph, I have no idea if you're like pop up on the mic. Some kind of manual check it. I've been talking for an hour. Time to get started. This is my second week. Well, technically, this is my third week in a row trying to do this now. The first week, though, I was too tired. I mistakenly mixed alcohol and energy drinks together, and that made everything much harder. I was definitely fading in and out from that mixture, because I don't usually mix the two things. And then last week, I just could not beat this mission. I just couldn't do it last week. But I also think last week I was trying, but I don't think I was really giving this map the respect that it deserves. So what I need to do is to today try to handle this map respectfully. Because every time there is another woo! There is another battleship somewhere around here who's always torching my shit. So I need to just be a lot smarter about how I do things. So we're gonna hide because these have been the good moves that I made last time. I want my sub away from here because there is a whatchamahoosit that's always around, a cruiser. So obviously I want my sub away from that. And then from here, what I really think I need to do, because there is clearly a lot more going on over here than I'm like. I kept trying to bust last week, just bust through and capture the base. And I got close, but just not close enough. So I think what I need to do is, if I'm going to do an invasionary force, I need to do like a real invasion force. You know, none of this, you know, cucked bullshit that I was doing last week. I need to like really commit. Alright, let's get you over here. Let's get as many eyes as I can. I will I feel like last what I want is going to be my recon and my rockets. That's what I want to move last here. So now from here, let's do... Okay, mech. No. Tank. Hide in the reef. Mech in the APC. Big tank. APC. Okay. And you just move farther away. Everybody else is hiding. Everybody, for the most part, is hidden. Okay, everybody's still well hidden. Everybody's still well hidden. We're going to keep it that way. We're not going to change what we're doing. Can you go in? Should be able to make it in there. No, for some reason you cannot, and I do not understand why. Okay. Get you in here. Alright. Let's keep my cruiser hidden. Everybody else stay far the fuck away. I don't want you anywhere near. Everyone else is... Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Excellent. You are right where I want you. Okay, how much damage do you do? Hit you. Bang, 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 bang. Okay. Alright. Send you guys away. I need you... Shoot. I need you gone. Ooh, yes. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Fuck out of my face. Stupid bitch. Okay, and he's got this fucking stupid. That's a thing of beauty. Now, get rid of you. Damn. There's no other move. There's no other play. That's so frustrating. Damn. I fucking needed him, bro. Just like this fucking boat up. God damn. Lost my one sub. That's brutal. That's really brutal. Fuck. Ah. I tried everything to protect them. That's so unfortunate that happened. What's its vision? Vision is 1. That means vision is 1 away. Caveat. Alright, let's vanish. Okay, wait. I am hoping and praying that I am not in view of that rocket. I am taking a huge gamble right now. Of course he won't make it. Alright, we'll go in dark for a minute. Let's just be in the way. Alright, let's use our double time. Let's see if this works. No, it still doesn't. Fuck, that's such a mistake. Oh my god. This is all just a disaster. I was really, really banking on that being where there was a guy. Alright, I guess we target the small tank. Might as well. How is he hitting me? Oh wait, no, that was the one that's in the open. Might as well hit someone. Hmm. Fuck. That's a wasted effort. I just wasted my mid tank. I was really banking. That was a dumb move. That was dumb. Fuck the tsunami move. Oh. Of course that's what was going to happen. Why wouldn't I think of that? Yeah, this is going to be Dunzo for this map. I don't think I got it. Let's get rid of this guy. Okay, that's just a movement buff. Okay, there's an artillery somewhere. That's excellent. Okay, we are going all for fucking broken this. I am going for a win and nothing less. Because I can't anymore. I am dead. That's really fucking cute. Alright, this is it. Fuck, he's dead. He's dead, 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 he's dead. Oh. Oh. No, he's not gonna make it. Ah, fuck. Fuck. No. No. I lose again on this map. And that's it. Alright, GG's. We lose again. We'll try one more time today and we'll see if this works. I beat it once. I can beat it again. I know I can. Okay. Alright, we're just going to try to, honestly, we're just going to try and covert our way through this. Because I don't know another way. I'll take the hit. I'll smack him first. I'll smack him first. I'll take that hit. I'll take that hit. I'll take that hit right now. All right, let's... No, the whole point is to guard the landers. What am I doing? Already started off losing. Wow. 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 Okay, let's get a real for like I know I said one more attempt, but I mean like a real attempt where I don't lose in 2 turns like a jackass. Alright. Okay, I'm not sure how to really. Okay, I gotta bring the cruiser up. I don't know why I forgot to do that. That is crucial to this plan. Bring cruiser up with me. Okay, you just be somewhere not here. Be somewhere not here. Alright, come on. Alright, where's your range? Everyone's out of your range, right? Cool. Everything's out of your range. Yeah, that's rough. You retreat. You hit him. God damn, I lost my cruiser. And those are gone. Bro, why is this mission giving me such a hard time? I don't understand. Every other mission so far has gone by pretty hunky-dory. This one, problems. I almost want to watch my old footage and just watch my old video and be like, What did I do? Pretty easy day one. Where's your range? I feel like that other battleship has to be here. That's beautiful. Yes. Yes. Take him out. I want him gone. I want him out of here. Okay. Just stay out of his range for no reason. If he were smart, he'd leave. Really? Really? That's what we're gonna do? Oh, he's got to be at a beach too. Okay, I mean it's not the worst thing ever. Fuck! Are we serious right now? Did I really let that happen? Bro, what a fucking failure. That's wild. That would even happen. All because I wanted to fucking reload him. God damn. Alright, torch this guy. Get him out of here. Get him gone. Get him moving. Smack him. 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 I knew he was there, this cocksucker. Okay, well, if he want to move anywhere else, I'm ready for him. Oh, that's dumb as fuck. I'm so dumb. Retreat. Like, it kept him passive. It kept him from not doing anything. But, oops. Greatly overestimated everything about myself right there. Alright, do your stupid fucking tsunami again. I'm gonna just lose the fucking all that work, and I just ruined it. That's so brutal. I gotta. And it's like I gotta do it. That took so long just for me to clear out the ocean bits. Alright. That's gonna be it for the day, guys. No. I've already given it like 4 attempts today and none of them worked. But they will. I believe in myself. I always end up figuring it out. This map is just, there's just something about this map that's just fucking with me. And I think it's just that I'm losing my patience and I'm just not. Every move in this map has to be thought out. Every single move. I can't do. I need to just be mindful of every location, every movement, where guys are. Now that I know where that other battleship is, that's what I got to start doing. I got to get rid of the battleship, and maybe I'll start with my original plan where it was invading both of the peninsulas. Maybe that's what I got to do. Don't rely on one like I tried to today. Go duo on that, but again, it has to be. I got to have, after that other battleship's gone, I have to have my battleship there, ready to just be firing at will. So I don't know. I'm so tempted on watching how I beat it last time. I'm so tempted. But that also feels almost. I don't know what I want.